asking that question, you need to know what you did in your life. So what what makes you special from other people? Like maybe it's your masters, or else like if you have done any workshops in India or near and here, like so. And he's the one who always keep on pushing me, Bharadwaj, like you have a strength and you are not stressing on it. You have a strength, you are not stressing on it. And he didn't say any answer, but he asked me to improve that answer again and again. Whenever I answered that thing, he always tell me, you can do it way better than this. You can answer this. Animals need lots of patience. So you need to make the thing, those small creatures feel less anxious when you are doing any procedures on it.
Hello and welcome to Paths to Success in Dentistry. I'm your host, Dr. Mini, your trusted guide in dental world. This week, I'm thrilled to bring on a special guest, Dr. Bharadwaj, who I met earlier this year at a bench prep course in LA. Right from our first conversation, I knew his vast knowledge would be a huge asset to the Asian dentist community. In this series, Dr. Bharadwaj will share his journey through an unconventional master's program that earned him 11 interview invites across two application cycles. He'll discuss how animals surprisingly played a role in his application process, how he navigated hardships as an immigrant, and his tips for networking with dental school faculties. Our original chat ran for 3 hours, so I will be breaking it down into shorter episodes to help you soak in all the insights at your own pace. Let's dive in.
My name is Bharadwaj Narayan Kola. So I did my bachelor's at Mamata Dental College in Khammam, Telangana. So I graduated in 2019, and then I worked as a dentist for 1 year, and then I moved to USA to pursue my master's in regulatory affairs and clinical research with a major of medical devices in it. And during that time, I have involved in shadowing and also worked as a research assistant under a few professors. So yeah, during that time, I was able to clear my boards. And I prepared for TOEFL, and luckily I got a good score in TOEFL, and so I have completed all my things during my masters, and then once I'm done with my masters, I started applying for schools, and yeah, I got in. My first cycle was a little tricky. Not it. I don't want to say it like I was not prepared. Like it's a very bad thing to say because like when you're applying for dental school, you should be prepared and you should know what you have to do. So, but I have to agree. Like I have to I say like I did that mistake. I was not prepared because like there are a few things like which I don't know. I have tried my best to know about all those things, but I failed to learn all those things like which were involved in the process, like what the school expects and how prepared you need to be. So which we will definitely cover in the session. So that mistake has helped me to do that course at Duggan, so where I met you, and that has helped me a lot. And also after that, I know where I'm doing mistake, and then I have improved myself to do well in those interviews, and luckily I got into jobs.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So the master's you did was regulatory affair in infection control, did you mention?
No, no, no. It's a regulatory affairs. Like it's about the regulations. Like when there are different types of FDA regulations, like which are we need to follow. Like whenever we want to develop any drug or a device, like if it want to come into market, like it has to follow certain set of regulations. If during the clinical trials, like the development, like during the initial preclinical stage. So every phase of that development of that drug or a device, like they have some set of regulations they need to follow. So if they are fail to follow those regulations, definitely there will be clinical hold or that's the end of that innovation. So these masters has helped me a lot to know what's a process like from initial development to marketing of that medical product. So it has helped me to know what's this process involved in this because I always say every innovation was hindered by the regulations because if you're not certain about what are the regulations you need to follow and what are the different types of regulations every country has, like India has certain set of regulatory body and US has FDA and Canada has its own regulatory body. So you need to know if you want to market in those countries, if you want to market your device or any medical product in those countries, like you should know about the regulations, like what are the types of simply rules, like what they need, what are the regulations there you need to follow to maintain the patient safety and efficacy of that product. So these are the things like will be taught during my masters and yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting master's because I never heard anyone do that before.
Yeah.
So how did you know about this?
So yeah, so as everyone knows, so when I was after my BDS, so we all know like we got hit by COVID. So at that time, like we are unaware like what to do next. So at that time, like I have started looking for different types of masters in United States, Canada, and Australia because at the time I was not sure like where I want to go. Definitely, I'm a mama's kid, or my parents used to tell me, and my I always take suggestion from my sister and
Mhm.
my cousin. So because they are living in abroad and they know how it will be like during the accommodation, or because you need someone to help you to guide through the process. Like going far from your family and living in a place, it's not an easy task. So you need someone to tell like what are the job prospects and what are the things, what are the degree like you can earn, like is it a globally recognized degree. So you have to look into all those aspects like when you're planning to pursue your higher education. So I have been gone through different places and I've searched for different masters in different countries, and then I realized like I want to do this program because it's something new which I want to explore. So I have had few people like many people are doing health informatics and MPH and MHI. Every master's has its own advantage, and a few people suggested me to do this MPH because in a few states, like after MPH, you can do DPH,
Mhm.
dental public health. So initially, I wanted to do that, but I just want to know because always wanted to be in this research thing, because I just want to know how we can make the dentistry better, how we can so when you want to make dentist, I'm not saying like I single-handedly will do that, but like when
Mhm.
you want to develop something, but you need to know what are the ground rules like you need to follow to improve that thing. So this masters was pretty exciting for me. I just want to know, okay, what are the things like they will teach us, and how we can improve our knowledge by doing
Mhm.
this masters, and how I can relate it to dentistry. So my main goal was to link it to dentistry. How I can improve the field of dentistry with the masters I had.
Yeah.
So how I can relate it, like if it's a non-clinical masters, but like how you can relate a non-clinical masters to the dental profession. So why did you do that? So that's the important thing. Like whenever someone is doing masters in United States, so
Mhm.
they need to know why they are doing that. So they need to justify like how these masters can be beneficial to them and how it can be beneficial to the field. Like because if you are wanting to pursue a DDSN or want to become a general dentist, like why you want to do this master. So you should have a reason. You
Mhm.
should have an explanation to show that in your SOP, and to talk about it during your interviews as well. So definitely, like people who are having a non-clinical masters, like they have a very strong profile. Like if you ask me, because and I have seen, because I have done that mistake to not acknowledging that master's degree, because like that strength. Whenever I tried to write my SOP and all the stuff, I
Yeah.
was not putting much stress on my masters. I was just writing about my childhood experiences, why I want to become a dentist, and all the stuff. But my main strength is my masters. So
Masters.
yeah, so that's I have realized that during my second cycle. So that's how I have changed my SOP and all the stuff. And even in the interviews, I will talk about like how I have used my masters and how
Mhm.
it has helped me to become my strength
Mhm.
in the coming year.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think we can start touching on that as well because we started talking about your master. So how do you think it helped you gain like interviews or improve your profile?
Yeah. So when because like during my interview preparation and all the stuff, so I have reached to multiple professors to take a mock interview for me. So
Mhm.
I have reached to professors, I have reached to my seniors or someone like to guide me where I'm doing mistakes. So because like in dental interviews, they will not ask you some dental they may ask you from general dentistry questions, but most of the things like they will ask you, they want to know what kind of person you are, and what ethical scenarios, and what's your strengths, what's your weaknesses.
Mhm.
uh, so when they ask this, tell you about yourself, like it's a basic question, but in that, like you have to show your hobbies, your family history, your personal history, and what your strengths are. So when they particularly ask you about your strengths, I know even myself, like during the initial days, like I used to tell, like I'm confident, I'm hardworking, I'm patient. Everyone has that. Like
Yeah.
everyone, I don't want to say it's vague, but they're just general answers. Like everyone want to give. So when you are saying patient, uh, how they can know? Because like they're not with you during when you are performing a dental procedure or something, right? So how they know you are a hardworking? Like maybe your GPA can tell them like you have when you have a 3.7 and 3.8 out of 4 or 4 out of 4,
Mhm.
but you cannot use that GPA just to tell that you are hardworking, because many people have that same way. And when you have thousands of applicants for the 20 seats or 50 seats or whatever it is, so everyone has that set of GPA. Maybe for that 20 or 30 seats, like you may be having a people of around 500 plus with about 3.5 GPA. Everyone is hardworking, and I'm not saying like people who have a less GPA are not hardworking and they're really talented. You cannot gauge that like with just the GPA and all the stuff. So when you are answering that question, you need to know. what you did in your life. So what uh what makes you special from other people? Like maybe it's your masters, or else like if you have done any workshops in India or near and here. Like so when it comes to you, you have done a GD preceptorship in UCSF. So you can tell like what you know, and if you have done any for example, if you are doing a UPenn shadowing or something, so they can tell like people do preceptorship in Boston University, so they know what the type of devices and all these things they have. If they think like that's their strength and they have acquired a lots of knowledge in that, they can talk about it. So during this experience, they have learned this thing. During that experience, they have learned this thing. So that's what I believe. You have to tell like when you are talking about the strengths you have, and that's how you can sell yourself to the school. I mean,
Right.
maybe I may not use a proper word sell yourself, but like that's how you can tell like what are the strengths you are bringing to that school, right? So you have to show them like if you take me, if you accept me, I will definitely bring these strengths with me to make the school more prestigious, or like to give my effort to bring a good name to the school or something like that. So you have to showcase that thing to the school or the interviewer, like who is asking you this question. So for me, definitely they have asked me like why you want to come to USA. So we have different things to answer. Like few people say like they like the technologies, like the advancement in the technologies they have in the United States, and some people say like they want to uh, practice general dentistry again after doing a specialization in other countries, and they have their own reasons. So some people say like they don't have third party or something like insurances in their country, in many third world countries, and here they have this insurance thing, and with that they can help lots of people, and having grants from different organizations where they want to impact the field of dentistry. So you have your some people may have. For me, like it's evidence based treatment. So when you say evidence based treatment, like in few interviews they ask me like, so what? So you have a master's in research, then why you want to become a dentist or want to pursue DD? So you can go to a research side, right? Like you can develop new devices and help people to buy innovations and all this stuff. But here in USA, like the most uh, the thing like which I like the most is evidence-based treatment. So whenever they are innovating any product, they look at the patient need. So they will see the patient need, and they have their scientific evidence, and then they develop the innovations, right? So then how you will know the patient need? You will know the patient need with the practice. So you will know what the patient needs if you treat them. So for the basic example, previously, like we used to have a traditional dental floss where you have threads to floss in between your teeth. So and later, and when we know that that traditional dental floss is not a device like which can be used by everyone, like the people with the special needs, people who are challenged, and all this, they need some devices or some other means of device, right, to maintain the oral health. So right, so then they have developed these oral irrigators or syringes with the water to spray in between the teeth to floss, and with that, using that oral irrigators, using as it as a predicate device. Few companies like Waterpick, they have developed a water floss. So when they know that
There is
this
a
is
need.
not portable, or there is a need for this thing, because to make life easier for people, like, and also to have more good results, and also to have a better good oral health, so they'll develop this oral water pick water flosser, and using that water flosses, Philips has developed an air flosser. So these are the small advancements in the softwares, like just it's not a different new innovation. You don't need to think out of the box. It's just the pressure, like which the air pressure which you have to change, and the software characteristic you have to change to build a new innovation. So during this master, so I got this chance to know about all these innovations, right? So previously we have a traditional implants, and now like FDA have given approval to few 3D printing implants. So every so with the 3D printing implants, they know how to have a customized application for patients and all the stuff. So when you say the 3D, we know about the CAD CAM devices, like that we have been hearing them from past many years, but when you go to UPenn School of Dental Medicine, they have three different types of CAD CAM devices, like one for veneers, crowns, bridges, and one for implants, and one for inlay wax buildup. So these three are CAD CAM devices, but like these three devices has different softwares. So every software have to prove that it doesn't cause any patient safety issues, or it is this device has to show like it is effective in its own mean. And so even though like there are CAD CAM devices, So whenever this CAD CAM devices like develop, like you have to show there is a difference, or else you will get the patent issues, right? So how you can avoid the patent issues? By showing the indication of use, by showing the software differences in software characteristics, you can prevent the patent rights. So these small details. So how you will learn? So from which website you will know what are the new devices, like where, for example, like FDA Access Data.com, they have all the new devices like which we have in the field of dentistry. So they will also show what is the predicate device they use to develop this device. So all this knowledge will come with you with your degree. So for me, like my degree has helped me to acquire all this knowledge and to dig into this research thing and to know how you can uh, present yourself or be a part of advancement in the field of dentistry. So I have friends like who are doing masters in health informatics, like who are working on AI applications. So even I was also involved in that research. So who are working on AI applications, who are doing health informatics or some software programs. So they have their own strength. So they know how they can correlate their masters with their uh, aspirations, right? So everyone has their own strength. So don't say an answer like that vague answers that everyone will say. So you have your
Very
own
specific.
specialty, you have your own talent. Yeah, be specific, like what your talent is, what your strength is. So with that small answer, you will shine in that applicant. You will be remembered during that interview. So I'm not saying you'll definitely get the acceptance, but because they will see your application in a holistic way, but that answer definitely makes you stand out in that application, and definitely they will remember you because this guy has answered in a different way. This person has answered in a different way. So that's what I feel, because there are many questions like these small questions. The answer, they're pretty much standard questions, but the answer you make
Is what will
will
make you stand
definitely,
out.
yeah, definitely make you a special candidate for them. So
Yeah.
that's which I wanted to talk and which I wanted to tell to many uh, people like who reach out to me, and they just ask me, so what do you want me to tell? What do you want me to write in my SOP and all the stuff? So mm, yeah,
Hmm.
that's
Yeah, so that's wonderful that you chose a master's and you also have a reason why you chose it. You're not doing it because person A did it or person B did it. And it's such
yeah.
a bad subject that you picked up. I'm not sure, like in your master's, was it focused on dentistry or was it like for every
So it's
medical?
up to you if you want to. Yeah, it's up to you. So if you want to focus on, because every assignment they give, you can choose your own device. Some people will go with a knee replacement device. Some people will go with dental implants. It's your choice, like which device you want to work on. So which device regulations you want to know. So for me, like I was very much interested in dentistry. So
Okay.
definitely I want to do a project regarding that. So
Yeah, yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah, I think in future you would probably innovate in dentistry as well. Yeah.
sure, definitely. Because I really wanted to be part of large dental organizations in future. I don't know, like if I want to work in any private dental clinic, but I want to be a part of a dental school or something, so that I can where I can share my knowledge with people, and also where you have a chance to mingle with interdisciplinary people from different branches. So where you can do something which is useful to many people. So that's what my long term goal is. But I'll just see like how it will go.
Yeah, yeah, that's wonderful. And let's dive into the Caapid applications. So how many cycles have you applied, and how did you shortlist your schools? How many schools you applied?
So I told you, right, in my initial cycle, like I have done a few mistakes. So in that, the first mistake which I want to highlight is selecting the schools. So definitely, when you are applying, maybe you have different financial constraints. You have some certain sort of budget limit, like where you want to apply for schools and all this stuff. So uh, I will suggest, because not to put any budget limit for the application, because in my first cycle I have applied for 11 schools. So I was not sure that I will get that many interviews of six dental school interviews from that 11 applications. So even I was not ready for that, and even I have because you never know how strong your profile is, because you will not be looking at other person's profile, and so trust on yourself and try to apply for more schools, because you never know which school like you, and which school is a better fit for you. So a few people like they think in a way, like for example, if they want to apply to NSU, so they think it's a 39 months program, and I don't want to invest in that 39 months, and that's the tuition is so much high for that school, for if they go to VCU or something. uh, don't put all these things in your mind, because getting into dental school is getting more competitive year by year. So we never know how the rules may change, because now the ADAT is not mandatory, but in coming years, like they may make it mandatory as well, because competition is getting more every year. So that's why I just suggest everyone not to limit yourself for the school. So apply to many schools as possible, like whichever schools allows you to, and have a look which schools get suggestion from people like who have experience, because some schools they may mention that they accept every visa type, but they're limited to a few visa types, like they only invite a few green card holders or citizens, and applying to those schools definitely will doesn't help you. And I have seen people like who have applied to that school and they got the rejection from that school. At the start of the cycle, they got the rejection. Definitely, it will be a disheartening thing for you to get a rejection at the start of the cycle, because you haven't done your research properly. So you have to know. Because I don't want to mention that school names, but sometimes, like I have seen many less people getting who are on visa. Even you also know a few schools, but I don't know, but like they have their own preferences of the visa type. So that's why, like, do your own research and know which schools will call different people on different visa types. Like if you're on F1, V1, H4, or a H4 EAD, or a GC, or a citizen if you're a citizen. So know which visa type will. Which school has certain restrictions or limitations on the visa types and all the stuff. So do your research and apply to a larger set of schools. Try to apply for more schools. Don't have any talk to your parents or your partner or someone, like, and try to apply as many schools as possible in your first cycle, because you never know which school likes your profile. You never know which school like will be your correct fit for you. So don't think about the span of that program, like 36 months, 39 months, because wasting an year and going through that whole process again is is really a hectic process than getting into that school and joining the DDS program and working on that. Because I know a friend like who applied to two schools, NSU and Colorado, I think. They got NSU invite. He got into that school, and he didn't apply to any other school. So he didn't got invited from CU, but he got into that school on his first cycle, and just maybe it's his first interview, and he got into that school. So he was in the second year now, but I didn't apply to NSU last year. That's how it will be, because
Yeah, because you're
regretting your decision after someone getting into the dental school, and you are not get a chance to prove yourself whether you will get into that school or not. So that's why I will suggest wasting your one more year is not seriously not advised. You have to apply every school you have, and don't think about their time, what's the span for that program, and how many months like you have to spend. That it's a 36-month program. I don't want to be in dental school for 3 years. Don't think in that way. Because like these are getting very tough to get the interviews as well. I know few people like who got just one interview when they applied for 20 programs, and who haven't got any interviews as well. So you never know. So just apply as much as you can, and maybe your school, like if you get one interview, you can get into that school. All you need is one interview, one school to trust you. That's what I say.
Yeah, and only this year Tough started accepting people on visa and
Yes. So
accepted.
yeah,
So yeah.
so that's so that's the other thing you have to see, which schools are have changed their rules, right? So some people have asked me, "Are you a green card holder? How did you get into that house?" No, they have started accepting people on visas this year. So you have to do this research. You have to do this homework. Like you have to go through the Caapid directory, and you have to look whether they have changed anything, visa types or all this stuff. And no, so if as I mentioned previously, know about other schools as well, whether they have invited any people like who are on visas when they said like they will accept every visa. So just do your research, ask people who are in that school, talk to the students in that school, and know like whether they prefer the people with the green card. Because I'm not saying that uh, it's not fair or something, because many schools nowadays like that thinking, because people like who are not on a green card or a citizenship, like it's very hard for them to get secured loans. So people who are on these permanent residents or citizens, they can get a fast federal aid, but people without that, like they need a cosigner, and few times this cosigner are getting dropped, and which will definitely affecting that school and also the student. So that's why nowadays like many schools like preparing people like who has green card or citizenship. So that's why you have to when you are starting the cycle, just be prepared and also look for a co-signer who can co-sign you for your loans, who is a citizen or a green card holder, because no bank is accepting people on different visas. Even if you're H4 and you are in the process of getting green card, no bank is accepting those visa types. So you have to do your research.
Yeah, yeah. Just like how Dr. Bharadwaj said, like for Caapid, do your research really well. Go to ADA Caapid directly, directory, and see the list of schools, and make a sheets, like use Google Sheets where you can list out the name of the schools and what their requirements are, because each school has a different requirement, like TOEFL score, what they need, like separate letters or transcripts to be sent. So keep a track of everything, for because we have so many people who haven't even applied. So for those, like be on top of the updates, because every year they keep changing their list. And also, like there are a lot of social medias, like schools are becoming active on social media, and they do a lot of webinars as well. So be active on social media, follow them there, and there are a lot of students, current students, who do sessions. So if you attend them, it will be very informative. um, and so Dr.
Definitely, because
Yeah,
yeah, go ahead.
yeah, yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, so as you mentioned, like definitely the schools are doing some webinars, and where you will get an opportunity to talk to professors or program directors, and also like the questions you ask in the webinar will definitely will make you remember by that program director. They may remind you during that interaction. So definitely don't miss an opportunity to attend those webinars. Yeah.
Yeah. And did you apply early or late in your application cycle?
So yeah, that's the other important question. So be proactive and get all your SOPs and LORs by the start of the cycle, because few schools, like for example Tufts and Louisville, so they prefer candidates like who apply early. So there not just these two schools, like there are a few other schools as well, like which prefer if you have applied early to their program, because they start interviewing candidates from May itself. So for example, the Scrapid cycle starts from March, midweek of March, and if you have started applying to those schools, some people like Tufts, they have started the first batch of interviews in May. So, so they only can review your application if you have submitted that in March itself. So if you have spent some time and uh, submitted your application in later April or something, you may lose the opportunity to be interviewed in the first set of interviews they sent out in May. So not just that talks, like there are other schools as well, like UIC as well, like prefer candidates who are apply early. And I'm not saying that if you don't apply early, you will not get a chance, but there are few schools like which definitely prefer the first come first serve policy. So they will definitely look into candidates who have applied early, and you will have a good chance of getting interviewed.
Yeah. So between your first and the second cycle, how did you improve your profile?
Yeah, so definitely, as I said, like the interviews which I want to improve, the answers which I want to frame to answer those questions, and talking to lots of professors and asking and requesting them to have a mock interview with me to know whether is there any way like I can improve my answers, or and also attending the bench test course, and uh, rewriting my SOP and making few changes, like where where this where I can mention about my masters and all the stuff. And definitely for the second cycle, I have applied to more schools. Uh, I realized that not having any limitations according to school and their these things. So these are the things like which I have learned what the difference in my first cycle and in my second cycle. So things which I have prioritized and have given lots of importance to when applying for the second time.
Yeah, and I also remember you mentioned like you used to attend a lot of events that used to happen in school. You travel to places to
Yeah.
attend. Yeah.
Yeah. So, so that's other thing. Like if you're really interested on long drives or something, you can go to a few schools. Few schools like they have they conduct the dental school tours. So you can fill those forms, and you can meet to the admissions counselor there. You can have a dental tour with the school tour with the current students there. So during that time, you will have an opportunity to talk to the students and to know about that school, and also to talk to the admissions counselor and what they're expecting from you, and is there any gaps in your profile. You can talk to them about that. There are a few schools like we they can also do the profile review. So uh,
You want to
UOP
name them? Yeah.
definitely UOP definitely do this profile before you have to do that before you apply. They won't tell anything about the applicants. Like if you already applied, then it's too late for you. So they don't tell anything about the active applicants. So you have to get their review or something before you apply to that school. So at the start of the cycle or something, you have to reach out to them and have a Zoom interview schedule, a Zoom one-to-one session schedule with the admissions counselor, and they will talk to you. Indiana University also do that. UPenn also do that, and also few other schools.
Oh, I didn't know you
So
can do that.
yeah, UPenn also does that.
Oh,
So, but you have to email them and you have to follow up with them again and again. That hey, can you review my profile? Can you suggest like how I can improve my profile? So you have to go ask them all the time. You have to email them. You have to get their suggestions and all the stuff. So
yeah, I have tried UOP. So it is a really nice session. Like it's a 30-minute session where we are sitting with the admissions advisor and they open up our profile, Caapid profile, and they go over everything and they'll tell us what the gaps are, how to improve and everything. So yeah, if you are interested, you can go to UOP and check that out.
and also whenever you are applying, the schools definitely have their own resume formats. You have to be mindful of that. Have seen few people who have applied with their own template or resume CV template, and they haven't followed that template which have provided by the school. So if you are not mindful about that, and if you haven't followed their certain set of criteria they have, definitely you will not be getting any interview because they really care about that. So you need to look into their profile. You have to some people, some schools may send you an email reminder saying like, "Hey, your resume is not in our format. Please change it and upload it again." But some
They
schools
will
will
not.
not.
Yeah.
They
They will
will
just
directly reject you.
reject.
And it's your
Yeah.
it's yeah because they already mentioned that in your that in their website, and you need to be careful when you are applying to that.
Yeah. There's one less thing for them to go over. So they will just put it in the rejection pile. So
Because getting thousands of applicants and going through everyone's profile and remembering what they write and looking into them and making notes, it's not an easy job for them as well. And it's an extra burden to them. We need to also understand that it's our duty to comply with their rules and all this stuff.
yeah. So I think you mentioned like you revised your SOP for the second time, for the second cycle. So how did you do that? Like, did you get any help from outside?
Mhm. So there is a program called Synergy, which a University of Michigan do. So a professor named Romesh Nalaya. So he's really, I mean, I can say like he's a really good mentor, and he's like a god for me. He has reviewed my SOP, and he has helped me to where I can improve my SOP, and he has took a lot of time to review that thing, and he have sent me a few suggestions like where I can improve my SOP, and also he took few mock sessions for me, and he's the one who always keep on pushing me, Bharadwaj, like you have a strength and you're not stressing on it. You have a strength, you're not stressing on it. And he didn't say any answer, but he asked me to improve that answer again and again. Whenever I answered that thing, he always tell me, you can do it way better than this. You can answer this way better than this. So try to know because I don't know about what kind of masters you did, but I feel like when you are talking about it, like every time you say a new thing about that master, so compile all those things and write it on a paper and take few points like which you can make your answer way better than this. So that's how the mentorship works. So I always suggest like because like every professor they have their own things to do, and it's very hard for to get that time. So if you know any professor in United States, or if you know any dentist like whom you who under whom you're shadowing or something, you can talk to them. You can ask them any advice for writing your SOP, and that's how you can improve. Because it took me around one and a half month or 1 to 1.5 month to write my SOP because it's I have to send him the draft. He will send the draft again back to me. I have to correct them. I have to send him back. He will look into that, and so it took some time for me to write all the stuff and to concise it in 5,200 words is very hard thing because you have a lot to tell, but you need to know what you need
What
to
to
tell to the
highlight?
school,
Yeah. Yeah.
what you need to highlight. So some schools may get connected because they prefer people who are having research or clinical experience or something, and some schools may not because that 5,200 words is about yourself, and you
Yeah.
have to highlight those points like how to shine in that plethora of applicants. So
Yeah. Since you mentioned about synergy, because that's something I only heard about this year. And by the time I registered, it was almost closed. So could you tell us more information on how to find it, how to register?
sure. So it's in their website, and then you search in website like Synergy. University of Michigan, you can it will redirect you to their website. You need to register with your email and all the stuff. They will get back to you, and sometimes like you may reach out to the person like who is hosting that event. So sometimes they may post it in University of Michigan page, Instagram page, as you mentioned previously. So we need to follow the page and the Instagram, I mean, social media handles of that school to know about the program and whenever they're conducting the interview. So I will see, I will try to reach out to Professor Nalaya and I will know like when he is planning to conduct the other session because that's a very good session and he invites lots of program directors and people who are in who are working as a professors in the dental school and who are in admissions committee. So he invites all of them and he asks you questions and he will tell like how you can answer them and it's a very informative session and it happens once in every 4 months if I'm not wrong but
Oh,
I will check and I will post it in my page or I can inform you as well.
yeah, I think someone posted it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm, yeah. So you can check that page out. And was it free? Like, or
yeah, it's free when I did but I think it's free.
oh, okay, nice. And what about your LORs? What was the combination you used?
Yeah, so definitely few schools will have a set of LORs like they require. For example, I don't remember the school name but they may need a LOR from foreign from your school, definitely from your dean. And some people, some universities prefer even if you don't have your dean recommendation, it's fine. So if you get your dean recommendation, that's definitely a very uh, big thing. Like because getting dean's recommendation is very challenging. Not many people will get that, and the deans are so busy. So having that recommendation will definitely is a big thing, and also having a LOR from a dentist in abroad, like if you are practicing in Canada or in USA, you're getting a recommendation from your dentist under whom you are shadowing and working as a dental assistant. So that's and also one of the professors from your school or anyone from your yeah, one from your HOD or head of the department or any professor in your school, dean's recommendation, and one letter from the dentist like under whom you are shadowing. That would be fine. And few schools may give you an opportunity to upload few recommendations, extra recommendations.
Extra.
So yeah, so I think Pittsburgh, even
You,
you can.
I
Yeah, so you yeah, so if you have a bunch of recommendations, you can upload them in the supplemental application. So that doesn't hurt you, and having more recommendation will show that this person has a very good impression under from many people. So and also if you can able to get any recommendation from the student of that school, that will also not hurt anything, and that will also because if they know that the current student know this person and they may feel that this person is not obnoxious or something and we can because every school they will get an application and they don't know you, they just see your SOP and LOR, but if they get a recommendation from the current student,
yeah.
definitely it will be helpful thing. So if you had a chance like just ask the current student if you know anyone in that school, you can just ask them and to drop an email to the admissions team or committee, tell them that you know that person from these many years, something like that.
Yeah, I would say use every space to,
Definitely use every opportunity
yeah,
and
project about yourself. So I also, this cycle, I also used every little space to upload letters or whatever I can. Um, and so you were also working in a dental clinic when you were doing masters, or?
So I shadowed under an orthodontist and also a general dentist because few schools like they may require you to have shadowing experience from dental dentist because orthodont like if you are working under any specialist. So definitely it would be helpful for you if you want to pursue any
Special.
residency or specialty in future. But for DDS programs, like having a general dentist recommendation will definitely help because they want to know that you know about different document management systems like we use Dolphin or Axiom or something like which they usually use in the dental clinics. So whether you have any experience with that or intraoral scanners or some other general dentistry stuff. So they just want to see like whether you have experience with all the stuff. And also my the general dentist under whom I worked, he used to open his clinic during Saturdays as well. So during that time. when I was working. So I used that Saturday as a chance to. He allowed me to practice in his clinic. So on a typhoid on. So I used to do that work, and I used to show him, hi, doctor, like, can you just critique me, like, what are the mistakes I'm doing in the preparations and all that stuff. So he's a really wonderful guy, and he has helped me to improve my work and all this stuff. So you can use that opportunity, like if you know any clinics, and if you can go to them, you can talk to them, and if you can come to the clinics during. They are open seven. Some clinics are open 7 days a week. So if you are a working individual, you can use these weekends as a chance to visit the clinic, and if they allow you to practice in the clinic, that's a really good thing. Uh, you can have their suggestions, and you can have their critiques, like in your practice, and show it to them, and they can critique your work, and that's a really good thing, and you are getting it for free. Not many people will do it for free, so
Yeah.
just try that option if you have.
Yeah. And for people who are in India currently, like, do you have any options for them to improve their profile from there?
So that's a really good question, because many dental schools in USA, they are looking for clinical experience. So you cannot take that clinical experience in a light mode. So having the 2 or 3 years of clinical experience is will definitely boost your profile. And if you are not planning to pursue any masters in United States, do some workshops, attend a few workshops in India, like for implant course, or crowns, how to do crowns and crowns workshop, or root canal workshops. So you have plenty of those things which you can put in your profile, and where you have lots of opportunity to do CE courses as well. So continuing education courses, so where you can add it to your profile, and so you can also participate in research. And whenever say about research, so few people think like having a publication is mandatory for that research. So if you are involving in research, that having a publications is not mandatory. So you don't need to stress on that. Like if you're working with in any preclinical lab, if you are working with animals, where you will get a Department of Laboratory Animal Medicine certification, institutional animal use and committee certifications, that will definitely help you to show that this guy has an experience with working with animals, because working with animals need lots of patience. So you need to make the thing, those small creatures feel less anxious when you are doing any procedures on them. So you need to be so calm, and give them time to get relaxed whenever you want to do any procedure on them. So every time, because I have experience working with animals, so I know how hard it is. You need to be very careful. You shouldn't be hurting them in any way, and you have to handle them so nice, or else they will get anxious and they won't allow you to do your research. So you need to make them feel comfortable, so make those animals feel comfortable to do if you want to do any research, or any want to do any data analysis on them. So definitely this experience will also help you to boost your profile. So try to explore those opportunities. If you have worked in any wet lab or something, like if you have working experience with uh, developing a drug, or any medicine, or any that type of laboratory setting, that is also a good thing to have in your profile. So because we have dental cements, and if you want to work in any those things in future, you can correlate it with them. So have that research experience, and it's not so many people are get disheartened, like if they know that they cannot able to publish a paper, and they stop doing research under that professor. So don't think like having a publication only will boost your profile. Like even if you don't have that, that's fine. Get that experience, get that recommendation letter from the professor. Definitely, it will help you.
Yeah. Yeah, like Dr. Bharadwaj said, you can go for CE courses, like hands-on CE courses, and attend conference, or you can also reach out to professors in US to ask if they have any research they are working on and if you can assist them. So that's something you can do from India. And also for people on visitors visa, do you know like any options they can do? I know they can share.
Definitely, people visitor visa, they can do a lot of things in USA. They can shadow under a dentist, like if they know anyone, and they can also participate in many volunteering opportunities in Red Cross, or they can. I mean, I think you know better than me, because you know lots of volunteering opportunities in California and any other states where they can do, and also we have a few websites where they can do volunteering opportunities, because in few universities like Indiana University, they need some volunteering experience to apply for the program.
Yeah.
It can be a dental or non-dental related. Even if you work in any temple in the United
Yeah.
States, that's fine. Even if you work in any church, that's fine. But you need to have that volunteering experience, even if it's for a few hours or something. So so having that experience, and when you are on visitor visa, so make sure that you get those experience and plan accordingly. before you come to United States. Reach out to a few doctors or dentists. Like you can just search them. If you are coming to New Jersey, you can search the list of dental clinics in USA. They have their you have their emails, and you can just email them. Hey, I'm coming to Jersey for a few months. Can I shadow under you and in your clinic? So try to reach out to them in that way. You can go to their clinics when you come here. But if you are in India and if you want to get everything settled, or if you want to everything prepared by the time you come here, you can reach out to them like that. You can email them, and if you have you can yeah, you can email them all the time, and many people will reply to your emails. And
Yes.
few people may tell you that it's not HIPAA compliant if you're not an employee. So they want you to do some HIPAA course or something,
Hmm.
having a HIPAA and OSHA course.
Section control.
You can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that in. There are a few websites which offer you that for free. vivalearning.com or vivalearning.com,
Hmm.
where you can do this OSHA course. So you can tell them, hey, I have done this course if that required. So you
Yeah,
can
be
submit it.
proactive and do all those courses because I
Yeah,
know when I start,
definitely.
yeah, they will ask for it or make you do it. So yeah, I didn't know we can shadow on visitor visa, but yeah, that's a nice
You
option.
can, but the thing is, it definitely when you're knowing about visa regulations. So even if you're on F1 or even if you're on H4, even if you're on visitor visa, when you say voluntary job or something, you need to be so careful that when you are doing the job, you shouldn't be taking any any kind of even single food coupon from them. So
Hmm.
you shouldn't be getting anything in return. It should be completely voluntary, and you are doing it. And that job, the job which you're doing, it shouldn't be affecting anyone's any citizen's job or something. So if you're working as a voluntary dental assistant there, and if it's causing any problem to a job or citizen getting a job in that clinic, so that's which you have to know. So because you shouldn't be affecting anyone's job opportunities or something, and that voluntary should be limited to few hours, and it should be for your own benefit, and you shouldn't be taking anything from them, even it's not an accommodation, not a food coupon. I'm telling, right, not a food coupon. You shouldn't be taking anything from them. So it should be voluntary. So that's it. You need to be very careful about that. And so I think that that doesn't cause you any problem, I guess. But it's better like to check with people, like if you know. But until and unless you do a voluntary one,
Yeah.
personally ask them like how I can improve my profile, and they have shared their views on my profile as well, and they have told me, okay, so we usually prefer people like who have a cycle. So after this, like you will listen to me, you will do the job. Either you go to a PhD or get married. So after that, like you can practice in Texas. So it's up to you. So you have to see which one is better for you, like whether you are getting a